It is time for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine to take centre stage at Spa. Apologies for all of those lags on the intro, but we are here at Spa and it is time to get going, and we're going to immediately take you to the battle screen to run into the grid then for this race. So it's Rashid Al-Daheri on pole position alongside Kanato Lee, who will go from second place on the grid. Enzo Dellini is in third, and then it's Hayu Yamakoshi in fourth position. The rest of the grid is visible. I'm going to have to just rejoin live pictures for the moment, as we are slightly behind. If I just rewind a little bit, we should be able to get ourselves back to where we need to. Okay, so it is going to be Hayu Yamakoshi in fourth. Jin Nakamura is in fifth position after stalling yesterday. Ashke Bora is in sixth. Taito Kato is in seventh. Giovanni Maschio is in eighth place. And then it's Dion Gauda in ninth. And Enzo Peugeot is going to be starting in 10th position on the grid. In 11th is Jack Beaton. In 12th it is Tim Gerhards. And then in 13th it's Dorian Pan. A great qualifying session by her. Ahead of Freddie Slater in 14th. Who is going to be finding himself with a lot of work to do. He's surely not going to fight his way to the win today. Michael Bello in 14th. Matteo Di Paolo is in 16th. Or Michael Bello in 15th, I should say rather. Kulkarni's in 17th. Ricky Lee is in 18th position on the grid. And then Rui Hengye is in 19th, Nikita Bedouin in 20th, Saka Al-Mashoraki is in 21st, and then we have Bornier in 22nd, Makiu Capito, who had a crash yesterday, in 23rd, Yaroslav Vasialo is in 24th position, and then, as we journey to the next row on the grid, we find ourselves with four more contenders. Their name are Artur, Nant Howard Biran-Bakti, Pedro Claro, and Evan Gilter, our winner from the season opening race. So huge drama here in our season opening round, I should say rather. Of course it was Di Paolo who won the season opener. Okay, well, we're getting all set and ready. We've come on air early because the World Feeder has also come on air early, but we're getting ready for the formation lap. Up here now in the commentary box with myself. Live timings, I know they're not the best, but that's all we can do this weekend, unfortunately. That's all we have available. At the exact same time, I have got myself on my laptop the GB3 live timings. They will be on record and they will be shown to you later on as well. So that's what's happening in terms of GB3 coverage for their race 3. We wouldn't of course miss the opportunity to give you a race 3 because it's a reverse grid, so we've decided to record it. We'll put it on later, delayed like we've had for race 2 earlier on for GB3, and also like we had for FRECA this series yesterday as well. So it's better to give one live to at least FRECA and then one live to GB3. It makes more sense doing it that way rather than having FRECA have no lives at all. And to be fair, I mean FRECA's at Spa, GB3's at Zandvoort. In terms of which one gives more action, I'd say FRECA at Spa. I think it's a pretty easy, obvious decision on that. Okay. So, Formula 1 just had some drama I've just seen. Unfortunate for one of our people from this series of the past. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but yes. It's going to make the F1 race quite interesting. But, over here, my main interesting bit right now is the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. That is what we're here for. That is what I'm here to see. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes. Rashid Al-Daheri, let's see how he does. And after Freddie Slater yesterday... Freddie Slater yesterday, we've of course seen that, you know, we had a domination. Today, it's a new day, it's a new opportunity for the field to try and produce something spectacular. So it'll be interesting to see how it does. GB3 live timings have just come on. I'm just gonna quickly sort those out, everybody. Okay, I think that's done. Okay, we're going to momentarily hand over to George Morgan in the world feed because I just need to quickly do this, everybody.
Every chance that the Japanese talent could yet find himself inside that win equation. But it's just as it almost was back in 2021, or it certainly was. Gregoire Saucy representing ART back in 2021. Taking victory back then, and Michael Belov, who marks his return to the series and he's been in this series every year since 2021 as well. Michael Belov winning here in race 1 for G4 Racing. Now over 4 seasons to go. We're here for our 5th.
Thank you very much, George Morgan. So, that's that dealt with. The race just began without it even being apparent by the looks of things, so that's quite annoying. The timings, the driver names came on, and it was immediately I needed to press record, so that's quite annoying that it all just happened. And GB3's also got new timings, which means things aren't in place. It is a bleep timings, let's just say. Let's not swear on it, obviously I never do that. I know some other commentators in JB Motorsports can sometimes forget, but I've never sweared on air, so you know. I've never sweared. Okay, right. But I think you can tell what I'm trying to get to when it comes to GB3 timings and also FRECA timings, both of them. On a weekend where I've got no time to sort things out. If it was a weekend where there was nothing on, fine, because I would be doing the GB3 race only, or I'd be doing the FRECA race only. Everything's on at once. I can't really do anything. I mean, look, here's the thing. You've got F1 on at this moment. Even though I'm not doing F1, but there's F1 on. There's GB3 on. There's FRECA on. It's an absolute mess in terms of how much is on. Okay, well, what's not a mess is the fight to try become a winner at the front of the field. This is going to be really exciting to see who's going to win this race. It is the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And we are seeing the field get themselves into position on the grid. We will await the green flag at the back. And it will be the count to the 5 red lights, which will go on. Green flags way to the back. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights at Spa. FRECA is underway and racing for race number 2 of the weekend. Rashid Al-Daheri cutting across Kanato Lee. Late dive bomb incoming there by Enzo Dellini, who has a go down the inside into turn number 1. Can they all make their way through the first turn cleanly? And there's going to be contact 3 wide. And there's a Prema involved. Is that Freddie Slater and Dorian Pan, I wonder, involved in that incident? As we make our way down through Arouge, through Radion, Dellini's going to have a chance. Kanato Lee has dropped down to 3rd position. Here's the chance now. In a few moments time, coming in for Enzo Dellini, who's going to get himself surely to the lead. And yes, it is Dorian Pan who's off. And we're 3 wide very nearly for the lead. We're very nearly 4 wide as we make our way down to the braking zone. Jin Nakamura around the outside, trying to get to 2nd place. Al-Daheri loses the lead. Dellini hits the front. It's Dellini, then it's Al-Daheri as we make our way through. And it's going to be Nakamura who's going to be slotting in to 3rd position. Kanato Lee has 4th, and then it's going to be Taito Kato in 5th. A crazy start for FRECA here at Spa as we make our way through. Down the inside, there goes Enzo Peugeot as he makes his way by and moves up to 9th position. But it's Freddie Slater off, it's Dorian Pan off, and it's Michael Belov off. Those 3 find themselves off the road. Dramatic stuff for them. 28 minutes and 33 seconds and counting to go on the clock. Peugeot down the inside. There goes. Also, we have the number 31 trying to make some overtakes. That is going to be Ashke Bora in the RSGP car. A crazy start for FRECA. But Dellini has the lead. The safety car is out. The safety car is flying around the circuit after Slater, Pan and Belov are off the road. That is down at the source corner. Right, let's take a look at a replay. We're looking to the back of shot. You're going to see 2 Premas involved along with Michael Belov. Okay, so Freddie Slater, there's 2 Premas that are to the right hand side. Keep an eye on that. You're looking for Freddie Slater, who's going to turn in, and there's going to be a big contact then. 1 Prema is able to get away. Of course, I'd assume then would be Jack Beaton in the Prema was able to get away. Because Slater and Pan, of course, are involved in that incident. Is that Pan into the... We need some more angles of that. Is that Pan into the side? I need to know how that's played out. Okay, we're going to the pit lane by the looks of things. Which is understandable. To give everyone space and time to clear up things at the front of the field. What a fight this is turning into. This is going to be quite a lot of fun. So, down the Camel Straight we go. I was just quickly checking some information. But we have 26 minutes and 20 seconds to go on the clock. Plus 1 lap, of course. It's honestly funny. Of course, if you're synced up with me, you would have noticed. I'm currently at 26:06, 05, 04, 03, 02, 26, 0, 25, 59, 58, 57. That's what I'm currently on, by the way. But you would have seen that I read out 26 and whatever the seconds were at the time, and then the 1 lap board came on. The one I wasn't on it, like the 1 lap. You know, you have to decide. You have the plus 1 lap. It wasn't actually there, so I just read out we have 26 minutes and blah 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 to go, and then they added the plus 1 lap, and then like, oh yeah, plus 1 lap. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Right, GB3 is recording. That's all going well. I cannot wait to call that race. It's going to be an interesting race, I think. The GB3. I think it's going to be really entertaining, really exciting. I think we're going to get plenty of action in that. We are taking a look at the number 74 of Enzo Persia as he makes his way through. So we're behind the safety car then in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, kind of like Formula 1 is right now. But you know, they've had their safety car for a while. We, at the other hand, have only just got going. So this race, just for a bit of information, is going to be, hopefully, quite exciting. With plenty of battling down, hopefully to come down the Camel Straight. A brilliant racing series is FRECA, and at circuits like Spa, it's where it comes alive. The action that we get at Spa is absolutely unbelievable. It's incredible to watch. Next week is Italian F4 only in terms of extra stuff, so that will be quite fun. I don't know whether we're doing Italian F4 next week, if I'm honest. I'm unsure whether we're doing it, or how much of it are we doing it, to what extent. Because, I mean, the original plan this season was that we wouldn't do it on weekends which clash with real life action, but now we found a way to do races delayed because I can record live timings. So we figured out a way, everybody. We've managed to make something work. So they're all having to slow down to get to the acute angle that they need to be able to like enter the pit lane. So they're all slowing down together, which is why we've got a bit of a bus stop at the bus stop. Oh god, okay. We're having a little bit too much fun, everyone. We're having a little bit too much fun. Okay. To the pit lane goes the field. And, well, quite exciting, isn't it? Watching these drivers go round. $22, 54 to go, 53, 52, 51. I want to give you all the chance to sync up and encourage you to sync up with us. Because of course this race is available on YouTube. So whether you're watching this right now with me or later down the line, then just sync up with us because you've got pictures available. And I'll call this exactly how George Morgan will be doing. To be fair, we're both tired. We're both quite tired. He's had like 15 streams this week. So yeah. That's what's happening with that, by the way. But God, we've nearly completed 1/4 of this race and we're still behind the safety car, everybody. And I guess that's just the way. 2 more quarters to go after this. So, hopefully we'll get the message out of the safety car's ending. Yep, we've got it. There we go. If I just actually look at our race control messages, I'll be able to see that. Not the cleverest thing I've done, is it? As we make our way through, okay. Let's enjoy a bit of FRECA action then. As we're getting ready to go to the green. Enter Dellini. Ahead of Aldehari. Ahead of Jin Nakamura. Ahead of Kanato Lee. Yamakoshi's in 5th. It is time to continue FRECA racing. We are making our way down to the braking zone of the bus stop chicane. Enter Dellini. Makes his way through. When does he decide to go? When does he pick the moment to put his foot down and to get green flag running underway? The answer is right now. Enter Dellini to the bus stop chicane. And he will make his way through. Stand on the power. He's all out of shape, but he's taking us to racing again. Dellini, Aldehari, and Jin Nakamura across the line. To turn number 1 we go, and Dellini into the braking zone is going to do well and is going to maintain things. Big lockup coming in for Kanato Lee, and that is going to open the door for Yamakoshi to get by. So that is going to be Hayu Yamakoshi able to take the place and able to move up to 5th as Rashid Aldehari closing in on Dellini as we go through Aruj and Radion. The slipstream, of course, being dished out all the way up the hill, and when you're on the Kemmel straight as well. Kanato Lee all out of shape further back as we make our way then onto this straight. Here comes Rashid Aldehari going for the lead. He's going to pull to the outside line. Can he go all the way round the outside into the braking zone? A huge lockup for Dellini. They both go off the road. Aldehari emerges in front, and is that going to require a position given back surely from Dellini, from Aldehari rather, to Dellini? Let's see whether we're going to get it. Another lockup coming in. Wild stuff in FRECA as they make their way through. The number 45 of Jack Beaton, the only remaining Prema left in this race. So, Aldehari, then Dellini. That one will surely be argued. I cannot imagine that one sticking. Surely that has to be argued. Kanato Lee up against another driver at the moment, and that other's driver's name is Taito Kato, and Taito Kato making a good move on Kanato Lee to take that position. Kanato Lee, a driver who is having a dual campaign with GB3. Is the rain coming down? I just saw a spit on our camera. Don't know whether that was rain, but a big moment. Here we go. Here comes a chance now. Jin Nakamura defending. Dellini closing in. Here comes Yamakoshi round the outside. Dellini has a look for the lead. Down the inside goes Dellini. He at least attempts to go. We're side by side through the bus stop chicane, and there's some fantastic racing going on at the moment. Into the first turn. They're late on the brakes for Kanato Lee. Peugeot is going to get the power down up against Giovanni Maschio. That will surely be a battle that goes on. This is FRECA, and it's so exciting. The racing is absolutely unbelievable. Here comes Giovanni Maschio down the Kemmel straight. Let's see whether he can make a move. As we go side by side for the lead now, Rashid Aldehari is going to lose the lead to Enzo Dellini, who hits the front once again of this race. We're side by side, the two RPM drivers, wheel to wheel, Giovanni Maschio versus Enzo Peugeot as they navigate their way through. They're side by side, and it's so close, and off the road as well coming in. Here comes Jack Beaton down the inside. Can he try and make a move? Off the road is going to go another one of our contenders. dropping down the order, and that is surely going to be Ashke Bora. A big moment for Bora as he made his way through. To the Pouon complex we go. Peugeot doing enough. Spits of rain falling around this circuit. In the background, defending. Non-Howard Birimbakti versus Nikita Bedrin. This is so good. Loving this. What a FRECA race we're having. We make our way then down the straight, down the back straight. Are we going to see an overtake? Some fantastic racing going on. Very nearly 3 wide. And that is exactly what they would want. Here we go then. Is anyone going to go for it? Absolutely. Tata Carter having a look there. So Tata Carter doing quite well at this stage to have a look. And to be able to get by. Half race distance complete. I think Altaheri's a little bit too far back to have a go for the lead this time around. Kanato Lee's going to get the chance though to attack Taito Kato, and he's going to be closing in with the slipstream. He will be getting closer and closer. Let's see whether the move is going to arrive. He pulls to the outside line, tries to get by wheel to wheel, and it's going to be the position maintained. Late on the brakes there. That is going to be a great battle going on. Bedrin in the mix. Further back. Delaney though doing a good job. Oh! Off the road we go. And that is going to be a big moment coming in for Bornier. So Bornier goes off the road. And will be interesting to see how that one is going to play out. So Bornier finds himself off. Let's take a look at a replay. And that's contact made Bornier round, but who was he hit by? I think it was a Santalot car, I believe. Don't quote me on that one though. I believe it was a Santalot, but yeah, don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure in terms of who made contact there, but we'll surely need more time behind the safety car, everybody. How exciting. There we go. The safety car is back out. Well, that's just the way, isn't it? That is just the way in this championship. Safety car flies once again. Here we go. That's... It's just a FRECA. It's FRECA at Spa. It's what I was basically guaranteed when I decided to cover this championship at Spa. You would just get unbelievable action. I think it's fair to say we've got that. Rouge. And through. Radion as well. And Delaney is going to have another safety car restart to deal with. That's going to bunch the whole field up. And the challenge, the task getting harder and harder and harder every time. It's absolutely wild stuff. Delaney doing enough at this stage. The recovery going on in the background, I think we can see. $11 minutes and 19 seconds. Just taking a look at some information. $10 minutes and 34 seconds to go on the clock. The Formula Region European Championship by Alpine, delivering all the action when we are green. $9:35 to go. 32, 9:30, 29, 9:28, 26, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. There's a chance to sync up. Nine minutes and 4 seconds to go. You can tell I'm just reading off the clock. Okay, right. So I was just looking at some other stuff that is currently also going on at the same time. Safety cars coming in at the end of the lap, so I won't get too much time to look at my phone. It's just been that type of day. Just been that type of day. Delaney versus Aldehari versus Yamakoshi versus Nakamura versus Lee and Tatakoto. It's going to be fun. $8 minutes and 30 seconds. This race is absolutely flying by. And the safety car's coming in at the end of this lap. I cannot wait to see who the winner of this one is going to be. Will it be Delaney? Will it be Aldehari? Or will it be Yamakoshi? Or Nakamura? Or Tatakoto? So many drivers in contention. Kanato Lee in 6th, Maschio in 7th, Beaton in 8th, Gauda in 9th, and Peugeot is in 10th position. That is the order right now as of the preview right before the racing begins and continues, rather. Whichever terminology works, everybody. 7 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock to go. We're getting ready for the green flags. We're getting ready for racing again. Let's see. How this one's gonna play out, how is this one gonna end? Ender Delaney making his way to the bus stop chicane, and he's getting ready to take us back to the green flags. It is going to be foot to the floor as we are racing once again in Spa. Delaney down to the first turn. Aldeheri having a dart, having a look to the inside. Down to the braking zone. Dive bomb coming in from Jack Beaton down the inside. That was super late on the brakes, I have to say as well, from him. As we make our way then down towards the Rouge and Radion complex. Aldeheri's got a chance. Rashid Aldeheri is very nearly alongside before we even get down the Kemmel Straight. Super stuff from Rashid Aldeheri, who is surely going to be alongside. He had to back out of it, and it's Yamakoshi who's got them both. Yamakoshi clears both of them to take the lead. Jin Nakamura darting absolutely everywhere. Aldeheri hangs on. Oh, there's contact. Aldeheri spins around. Aldeheri and Jin Nakamura collide. Our pole sitter finds himself dropping down the order. Big drama as Yamakoshi hits the front of the field, and it's chaos here in FRECA on the safety car restart. Aldeheri drops down. He's under pressure in the background, but what a big moment in this race. Wild stuff. He's all over the road. He's to the inside. He's trying to defend now. Aldeheri having to defend. This is a big brawl in this race that is ending in tears. 4 minutes and 52 seconds. What a race in FRECA. What a dramatic contest. Yamakoshi finds himself at the front. After all of that, Delaney in second. Nakamura in third. Yamakoshi trying to break clear. Is there anything that Delaney can do? The gap is 1 second between the pair. Surely there's nothing that Delaney can do unless it's something remarkable from now to steal this from Yamakoshi. Yamakoshi leads. Delaney will give it his all. It went down to the last few corners on the last lap in the race last year. What are we going to get this year? The Van Forza though. That is Dion Gowda diving to the inside. And that's Gowda up the inside of Peugeot versus Di Paolo as well in the mix as well. Di Paolo is going to risk it. And is Di Paolo about to go side by side? Back to single file. You don't want to do that through a Rouge and Radion. Now down the Kemmel Straight. The chance will be there. Di Paolo is going to try and get by. Peugeot will wait for an opportunity. Delaney closing back in on Yamakoshi, our race leader. There's a dart by Tyler Carter for third. Side by side. Jack Beaton trying to go around the outside as we get down to the Lecombe chicane. They make their way through at the moment in one piece. In the background there's a move being attempted down the inside. Who was that? That's one of the Trident cars who was trying to find a way by. He will turn his attention to try go round the outside. What a race in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Yamakoshi Delaney is the order. The gap came down to 0.5 of a second. The slipstream is so powerful around this circuit in FRECA. The amount these drivers gain is unbelievable. Aldeheri making his way through. A complete different race to what he had a couple of laps ago. Now it's a recovery drive this is turning into for the driver in 13th. And for the man who took pole position, that one will hurt. Bedrin's putting some pressure on Peugeot. Nikita Bedrin, the driver who we saw at this level last year, we also saw at the Formula 3 level last year. Tyler Carter trying to attack Jin Nakamura. Aldeheri really trying to defend further back. Enzo Dellini's got a chance at the end. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Tito Carter has a look to try and make a move. He can't do it. Down to turn 1. Who's dishing out the overtakes? Down the inside. That's late on the brakes from Evan Gilter. Evan Gilter barges Rashid Al-Daheri out of the way and takes the place. But I'm going to be interested to see what's going to happen between our top two. Dellini has a chance to take the win. Yamakoshi's going to do everything he can to try deny him. And they are about to go side by side, wheel to wheel for the race lead. And around the outside, going to the braking zone, it is going to be the lead for Enzo Dellini. He gets past Yamakoshi. Brilliant from Enzo Dellini to hit the front. Yamakoshi drops down to second. He will need to regroup and go for it on the next lap. Tito Carter's having a look to try and get past Jin Nakamura. After a Freddie Slater domination show yesterday, today, it's a battle to the end between two talented drivers to see who's going to win. In FRECA, Dellini's got it for the moment. He's breaking clear from Yamakoshi. It's exactly what he wanted. It's exactly what he's getting. Jin Nakamura is going to try his absolute best to hang on to that third place. If there's an opportunity to go for second, he will take it. We're about to go on the last lap. The clock is going to hit 3, 2, 1, 0. We have one more lap after this. It all comes down to how much can Yamakoshi gain. Can Yamakoshi give it his all to take the win on the last lap? This is what we love about FRECA racing. When it goes down to the end, it's side by side in the battle for third position. Jin Nakamura trying to defend. Jack beaten around the outside. He goes to try and get past Giovanni Maschio. We've got a car off by a mile. The sun is coming out at the end of this FRECA race. They're battling for third. They're battling for the win. Late dive bombing coming from Tito Carter down the inside to take third position away. Surely they're going to go side by side versus Jin Nakamura. Here we go. Between these two drivers, Yamakoshi seems a little bit too far back to have any effect on the race win. But who is going to be able to take third is the question. Jin Nakamura is going to try and break the toe. Yamakoshi is going to try close and he can't do so. We're going to go 3 wide, further back as well. But it's going to be Jin Nakamura who loses out. And it's Tito Carter who has that position. Who ends in the lead of this 3-wide battle? It's so tight, but I think it was Gouda. Gouda's got it. Gouda has the position for the moment. As we make our way down to the braking zone. Peugeot defends. Nikita Bedrin around the outside. He goes. Can he make this move? He cannot do it at this stage. Down to the bus stop chicane in a few moments for Dellini. Down to pool 1 for these drivers in a moment. On the last lap of FRECA at Spa this year. It's one that is delivered brilliantly. Around the outside, Al-Daheri, past 1, nearly past 2. Unbelievable stuff from Al-Daheri. He's having to defend. He was denied, but he wants to fight back. He wants to take it back. On the last lap, Enzo Dellini is on his way for victory as he's making his way to the last few corners. On the last lap, a brilliant fight to the finish between Yamakoshi and Dellini. Yamakoshi will get close. He needed to be this gap. On the last lap, they're battling for third position. Jin Nakamura is off the road. Enzo Dellini wins in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And it was side by side to the line. But it's Tito Carter who gets third. It's all action behind as well. And Peugeot is going to be the driver to come home in 11, just about in the background. It was Canatali in 5th, Gaudo in 6th, Di Paolo in 7th, Maschio in 8th, Bedrin in 9th, and Beaton gets 10th. What a brawl in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine that was. Absolutely incredible. And that brings that to a close. So we'll wrap it up there. We'll run you through our results. It was Enzo Dellini who ended as the winner, Yamakoshi in second, Tadakato in third, Jin Nakamura in fourth, Kanato Lee was in fifth, and it was Gaudo in sixth, Di Paolo in seventh, Maschio was ahead of Bedrin in ninth, Beaton in 10th, Peugeot in 11th, Aldeheri in 12th, Gilter in 13th, Ricky Liu in 14th, and Ashke Bora was the 15th driver, the fastest lap being set by our race winner, and that was a 2-minute 11.472. Pedro Claro in 16th, Nant Howard Birenbrakdi in 17th, Rui Hengye in 18th, then we had Capito, Kulkarni, Almosheri, Gerhard, Vesialo, Arthur, Bornier, retired, along with Pan, Slater, and Belov. Well, thank you very much for joining us here in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. It's been a pleasure to bring you another round of the campaign. Apologies for not covering any of the podiums or anything this weekend. Just very busy, so we wanted to make sure that we could prioritise the races and make sure that everything on the weekend could work in the way it has done so. Thank you very much, and we will see you for the next round of FRECA very, very soon. Goodbye.